Shout out to all those perfectionists out there. And you might hear trains in the background here because I'm walking on a VA campus. And there's a train close by. You never can predict those things. Anyway, shout out to all of the perfectionists out there who get trapped. They feel like they have to do it perfectly or they're not going to do it at all. It's an all or nothing cognitive distortion. And it doesn't really work very well. First of all, there's no such thing as perfection. Some people might argue with me, but I'll argue that all the way. The thing of it is, it's not about being perfect. It's about maybe realizing that your life comes in chapters and focus on the chapter that you're in. And if there's something that you want to improve on, if there's something you want to learn, something you want to do better, then fine. Maybe you need to set a boundary so you have time to figure it out. Maybe you're involved in too much stuff and you have to kind of cut back in what you're doing so you have the time to learn these new things. That's a self boundary, limiting yourself. That's just fine. You can do that. You can learn new things. If you look out in your yard, the boundaries yard I'm talking about, it's not going to be perfect. People's yards aren't perfect. If you're waiting for that, you'll be waiting till you die, right? But you know what? Life is so much more fun when you just accept what your yard looks like and know that you can improve on something if you want to. You don't have to. It's up to you, not somebody else. But it's like, again, crossing the road, don't want to get hit. It's just a much more balanced way of viewing your life. Sometimes I say to myself, Dana, do you know one more thing today than you did yesterday? Can you do one thing better today than you did yesterday? And I usually can say yes. And that means you're going in the right direction. I think it was Martin Luther King Jr. that said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But the important thing is you keep moving in the right direction. But the people that are perfectionistic, they get so tethered down, like they're in chains of bondage where they have to be what they think of as perfect. It doesn't work like that. It's just about experiencing life and trying to get better. But behind all of that and underneath all of that is acceptance. Accepting yourself, accepting your faults. Because your faults are part of who you are. Your foibles, the things that you don't do well, your mistakes. I mean, ever since I've been building my whole boundaries business, I've been eyeball deep in all kinds of stuff that I don't feel like that I'm doing is better, as good as somebody else. Oh, Dana, you should have said it like this. Or Dana, you should have used that phrasing. Or Dana, you should have worn this color, not that color. Or it just goes on and on. So you can either get all wrapped up in it and say, F this, I'm going home, I'm not doing this anymore. Or you can set a boundary and learn some new things if you want to. And like I said, part of boundaries is acknowledging what's in your yard and knowing that your yard is not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, and accept that. So you can enjoy your journey because you just get one trip through this life. It goes fast, I'm telling you. I'm old enough to know that. So accept, look in your yard, see it for what it is, everything, all the splashes of color. I talked to some of my patients about their life being like a mural. And there's all these splotches of color, blacks and blues and greens and reds and oranges and yellows and all kinds, greens. And like in a museum, they put that red velvet cordon so that you can't get really, really close to the painting so that you can step back and see the whole picture. Well, when we are so focused on our mistakes or something we're not doing as good as somebody else, then it's like standing right in front of that mural with your nose pressed into a black splotch. And your vision can't see anything else but the black splotch. That's not a good way to live life. It's crap. Step back, take a few steps back. And yes, the black splotch is there, that part that you're not doing well, that part that someone else can do better than you. Yes, it's there. We're not going to deny that. But look at all the other splotches that are there too. Appreciate who you are as a whole. Accept yourself. This is not someone else's job to do. It's in your yard, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Those are yours. Accept yourself, accept everything, and then go to the next chapter. That is boundaries.